is not how I saw myself wasting time in 2024, but apparently it's the year of surprises. Folks, for those of you who are out of the loop, Asmongold dropped a video or a reaction to a video in which he was basically saying that if AI can truly make the game better, come out faster, or ultimately enhance the end user experience, he's all for it no matter who it steals from or who it pushes aside out of the job market. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he then went and doubled down on it by saying, and the opinion of you artists don't matter because you're not even important enough to really sit at the table of big business decisions. Now, that being said, let's actually dive into these statements and see if there's any sort of tangibility to them. Now, obviously, artists are gonna hate AI art. They're gonna loathe it. Why? Because if we're thinking about it logically, what is AI art? It's just stealing from previous works, coming up with an algorithm, and taking from many others without credit, financial compensation, or even the slightest tip of the cap or nod or respect or homage to the people who laid the groundwork and the foundation for the AI to build the algorithm off of. So of course they'd be upset. However, you may be saying, well, that kind of sounds familiar, but I can't really put my finger on why. It's because you're on YouTube and you know what a reaction video is. People have been doing that to build their channels and their brands all the time. And let's be honest, they're some of the most popular videos on the platform. Which means clearly that is not something that the average user is concerned with. You may be saying, okay, well, how does this relate to Palworld? Well, it relates to Palworld in the sense that a lot of people have made some strong allegations that Palworld has been using AI. Unfortunately, most of these accusations have either been unfounded or egregiously edited in a way to make Palworld look guilty, when in actuality they were just upset that animals were being hurt and they found that to be inhumane. That's it. That's why they did it. That was their big caper. I'll make Palworld look evil, and by doing so, people won't buy it because I have the same worldview as Peter. There have been people who've had their entire credibility as an artist shot because they traced a body, they could source where they traced it from, and sure, the face was different, they had different hairstyles, maybe even bunny ears, maybe different jewelry, and an octopus back. Don't know how you put tentacles on your back or coming out of your spine, but hey, I'm not someone who's an anatomy specialist. But if the body's the same and we could source it, yeah, you traced, bro, and artists will be seething at that. So you think they'd be fine if a computer did it? No, that's not how that worked. I just wanted to make sure I added that in there because artists have been consistent on this for years. Pokemon has obviously came out with a statement saying, we'll look into it, but this is Nintendo we're talking. They looked into it well before any of this even got fixed. Well before any of this even got posted, before this video was even edited, because they have taken things out back to pasture before launch when they were kept in secret discords, much less when they're now world. How much? 8 million copies? No, they know. If they had something and they had a smoking gun, believe me, Palworld would have been scrubbed out, snuffed out, and stepped on. I would even say years ago, but I digress. This whole Asmongold thing, as it pertains to AI, whether you like it or not, it's kind of right though. Not because I think that artists are important, but when it comes to the corporate ladder and where these business decisions are being made at, you look at someone like a Kevin Conroy, who's very integral to the DC mythos in terms of voice acting Batman. He died. He was just a cog in the wheel. Batman's still pushing. Suicide Squad media is still going to be rolling out, and people are still going to watch and buy it. Oh, what's that? You're upset about Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff? Some of y'all like, who the hell is Jack Antonoff? I don't know that man. Well, if you've ever heard of a Taylor Swift song in like the past 5 years, you've listened to his work because he also writes her music as well. They co-write. I don't know how much if it's 50-50, but the fact that you haven't heard of him tells me you don't really care about everybody in the artist sphere. Or hey, we're gonna play the ethics game. If you own a pair of Nikes, some Adidas, a Samsung phone, an Apple phone, well, I got some bad news. If you care about child labor or sweatshops or people not being able to feed their family, well, yeah, you're screwed. You're taking a Mondo L on this one. Oh, and obviously, when they had the Amazon people pissing in bottles, you still got an Amazon Prime membership. So, I mean, I'm just saying, when it comes to these ethical things and these quandaries that people have with what they believe as a consumer versus their humanitarian views, let's be honest, we're picking and choosing these battles for what's convenient to us. If you cared about Palworld at all, you might turn a blind eye to this AI thing. However, if you're someone who loves going shopping on Amazon, maybe sometimes a kid got pee in a bottle, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that's just what the game is, because a lot of us are not willing to change or move away from things that already augment our life in a synergistic way. So don't get me wrong, I get it. I'm not trying to say if you support Amazon, you're evil. I'm just saying you gotta understand some things aren't as important as a lot of people will say they are on social media. Like on social media, Amazon's the worst thing on the planet. In actual practice, they've got 14 Twitch accounts. They moved to Kick, which is still using Amazon Web Services, and they have an Amazon Prime account and an Amazon wish list that you could probably go down in the video description of many of their videos or go on their Twitter feed and see it in their bio and buy something that they might like. I'm just saying. Now, do I honestly hope that artists can be treated well, fairly, and actually have some sort of power in the industry? Of course I do. Hopefully that changes within my lifetime. But as it stands right now today, them corporate executives, y'all are all replaceable. Because they could fire 30 of y'all today and there will be 25 who are willing to work twice as hard for half as much already in the queue just to get their foot in the door. It's a very predatory industry and they will take advantage of it, but y'all already knew that. That's number one. So from that perspective, y'all are not seen as that important. And as far as the consumers are, they don't care what the cow has been through. They don't care what the chicken's been through. They don't care how the livestock was raised. They're still going to Chick-fil-A. They're still going to McDonald's. They're still gonna go get their fast food. So we gotta stop pretending like we care about how things are made, because ultimately people gonna pay. People gonna make it financially successful. Because a lot of people, they don't want to cut those corners. They want to keep everything humanitarian. They want to keep everything on the up and up and above board and make sure everyone gets their fair shake. And then y'all don't support those companies, and well, then you wonder why they take shortcuts later on. Anyways, I'm not really going to spin my wheels on this too much. Y'all can have a great day or not.